Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Me, the single biggest news item of the day and the single biggest winner of the day was Nate Oates in Alabama because he found out that not only is Jaron Stevenson coming back to school, but he's getting Mark Sears back. And for my money, Mark Sears could very well be the preseason National Player of the Year heading into this
Whoa,
season. Is that I don't know that I
whoa.
don't know if that's what I'm going to go with yet, but I think that he's smack dab in the middle of that conversation. I think he's a deadbolt lock, first team preseason All American, and he will be playing for the team that I have as the number one team in college basketball heading into next season, the Alabama Crimson Tide. How much did Nate Oates celebrate yesterday?
Probably he and Dan Hurley should have celebrated together. I mean, they're pretty tight, and they both got huge wins yesterday. But yeah, Nate Oates. Listen, the fact of the matter still is it's amazing to me what Nate Oates has done at Alabama. And again, he's got really good NIL this year, but it's not Arkansas NIL. It's not some of these other schools that I think have significantly more. But as I said, he's one of probably two programs. The two programs that were the two biggest winners yesterday were the two guys that were probably on the fence. Caravan even more than Sears, because I think Caravan would have went in the 30s, maybe the 40s if he stayed in the draft. But I
Mhm.
think, to me, Sears is a guy that's in the preseason National Player of the Year conversation. He carried Alabama to the Final Four last year, and coming back with a big guy like they added defensively. I don't even care what he gives you offensively, Big Cliff, Omarui, but defensively, what he's going to do for a team that was atrocious for much of the season on that end of the floor puts Alabama squarely in the conversation. Again, we'll talk about our preseason top 25, but Alabama's right there, 1A, 1B, 1C, whatever you want to put them. I think there's three teams that you could talk about and make a case for.
Yeah, to me, it's Alabama for all of the reasons that you just mentioned. But the
I
biggest
don't
thing is with
know,
Mark.
but that's unfair to say. I mean, again, it's Alabama. Okay, well, Kansas has three or four guys back, and oh, by the way, they addressed their two biggest needs, and they've got Bill Self coaching them. Dan Hurley
Okay,
just got Alex Caravan back, and oh, by the way,
okay,
he's the best coach in the game right now, and is going for a three-peat. So to say
yeah.
like it's clearly Alabama, you're out of your mind if you want to say that. You're out of your mind.
Well, okay, I can be out of my mind if you think that I'm out of my mind. I also tried to tell you the last 2 years that UConn was good enough to win a national title, and you spent the entire year just
You
basically
did not
saying,
say
"Nah,
that at the
you're an
beginning of
idiot.
last year.
Nah,
You
you're
did not.
dumb.
You
Nah, you
did not
don't
say
know
that.
what you're talking about." But look, this is why I think it's Alabama, and why I think that it is. Uh, it is relatively easy for me to kind of make that leap in judgment, because I think they've added as good as shooters as you're going to find in the portal, right? They've brought back a guy that I think could end up being the National Player of the Year in Mark Sears. They have what is going to be at minimum a top 5 offense in America, probably a top 2 or 1 offense in all of college basketball next season. And the biggest issue they had last year was the fact that they didn't have a rim protector, and they didn't have somebody that could hoover up rebounds in and around the paint. And they went out and they got the best rim protector in the portal and the best rebounder in the portal, and maybe the best defensive 5 man that we're going to have in college basketball next year in Cliff Amore. And I think when
I
you
love
put
them.
him on
I
that
love
roster, I have a very difficult time seeing them not be like a top 15 defense in America. I think that he's going to have that much impact. And if he doesn't, and then I'll take the L on that one, and I'll say, look, you know what? Alabama is just going to be one of the best teams in America, and probably the third best team instead of number one. But I think that that's the impact Nomore is going to have.
Well,
Let's talk a little
what
bit
you
about
also
Coleman.
don't know. Hey, one other thing you don't know is again, they do have some different pieces, and we don't know how the chemistry is going to be of this team as opposed to a year ago when clearly Mark Sears was the guy. He's still going to be the guy, but you're just, again, it's a changing landscape where you never know how the chemistry is going to be, even from one year to another, how a kid's going to be. Mark Sears coming back, Did he really want to come back, or did he come back for NIL? How locked in is he going to be as opposed to a year ago? There's plenty of moving pieces. That's all I'll say.
So that's what you get right here. Jeff Goodman calling Mark Sears a program killer at Alabama. I'm kidding, guys. I'm
That
kidding.
I'm
That is
not.
a
I'm
joke.
just saying, like,
I'm making fun
right.
of Goodman. I got what you're saying. Let's move on.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.